Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your questions. Ali with us here in the studio, Stevie Nicol, and for the first time in 2023, Mario Melchiot is with us as well. Mario, how is the new year treating you?
Oh man, very good. It's cold where I am, but it doesn't matter. Beyond that, I'm happy, man, with my family. You have your family around you, your lady around you. Everything's good.
Oh, look how happy Mario is.
You know,
it's a very different vibe to, say, the Nicol house.
Yes, it's not nearly as happy.
I thought Mario lived in California.
Oh, he's in Amsterdam at the moment.
All right. Well, serves him right for being cold then.
Well, there we go.
Okay.
That's nice.
Again, that positive energy coming through the camera.
Mario, who will be the key player tomorrow for Chelsea's clash with Manchester City?
Sterling. I think, you know why I call Sterling? And I'm going to give you a reason for that. Every time you play against your old team, it's either you're hot or you're very cold. And why you're cold is because you're playing against your own emotions. And I think, knowing Sterling, he will have a moment where he says, I'm going to prove you guys, you let me go. I wanted to go regardless of how the situation went, but I'm going to prove you that you needed me more than I needed you. And whatever the outcome is, this will be in his mind for sure. Every player had that. No professional player ever played against his old team and said, I'm not going to turn up and try to do my best. No, he's going to try to do more than his best.
Sterling's a good shout. He's going to
well, it is, but Mario just mentioned emotions there. I think this is an emotional pick from Mario himself. Because if you look at this logically and objectively, that center-back pairing dealing with Erling Haaland and everybody else that is around Erling Haaland would have to be at their very best. And if we focus even further up the field, whoever plays in the middle of midfield for Chelsea has to be at their very best. They are going to be challenged in every which way. I think they're going to have a difficult time.
Stevie, who's the key player?
Kepa.
Oh,
no question.
There he is.
What's his surname?
Arrizabalaga.
Yeah! Take that, smarty pants.
There they go.
So proud.
I'll tell you what, though,
I'm
not so sure about Sterling. Every single time Sterling's gone back to Anfield, he has absolutely bottled it. And the only time he's played well for City at Anfield was when there was no crowd. So I'm not so sure about that one, Mario.
Isn't the game at Stamford Bridge?
Emotions, Steve. Emotions. Ali said it. If the emotions are wrong, he will have a bad one. If they're good, he's going to do it.
Yeah. It's at home, though. It's at Stamford Bridge this time, Steve, as opposed to Anfield.
Well, he hasn't played particularly well for City against Liverpool at Manchester City either. He's bottled it every time.
Stevie, what does we discussed this, of course, on the show. What does the recent US men's national team drama mean for Gio Reyna? How will he look to future teams after this?
Listen, Berhalter will go, another manager will come in, Gio will play well, score a goal, and on we go. Like everything else, it soon quickly disappears into the past.
Oh, there we go, sensible answer. Ali, what exactly can Barca hope to achieve this season, and at what point are we going to start questioning Xavi's tactics and coaching?
Well, I think we've already started certainly asking questions of Xavi and saying, hold on a sec. Barcelona, they essentially risked their future with the investments that they made in bringing players that you wanted. Those players are now available to you, and you get eliminated in the group stage of Champions League. That in itself is a failure for Barcelona. So if we manage to put that to the side, the only way that gets put to the side is if Barcelona go on to win the league. And even then, he'll be asked questions about Champions League. But the only way in which Xavi is not asked questions in terms of the development of this team and where this team should be and where he should be as a manager is if Barcelona go on to win the league. But barely beating Intercity in Copa del Rey, a team from the third tier in Spain, in extra time, 4-3, is going to bring up a lot of questions. And it's going to continue until this team shows some level of consistency, which they haven't done.
Meanwhile, Mario, Conte goes with the release the Kraken philosophy tonight, and it worked. Will this continue, or will Spurs fall back to their offensive melee?
Look, that's just when they say falling back, he's not going away from it because that's the way he plays. When he was at Chelsea, we know how he likes to play. Sits back, plays counter-attack. You're only looking for players. If he's got some good wingers, then you can be the player. But if he doesn't, he already said it himself too. He said, my tactical is set on Kane and Son. I cannot criticize them because those are the main guys. So him sitting back, no, that's a normality. It's not going to change.
If Bellingham does end up at Real Madrid, Ali, would the Bellingham, Tchouaméni, Valverde, Camavinga be the best midfield in Europe?
Well, the best version of those players.
Right.
And if we project into the future what they will become,
yes,
then you can make an argument, a comfortable argument that yes, indeed, the potential of that group of players is for that midfield to become the best in Europe. But in order for those guys to play with a certain level of consistency, Luka Modric has to slow down, which he hasn't done.
No.
And Toni Kroos has slowed down a little bit more than Luka Modric has, but he's still going to play ahead of them. So Tchouaméni is the one that has, I think, the first opportunity to take hold of the position and say, yeah, I'm going to be here for a decade. And he has done a pretty good job so far. Hasn't been great, but has been pretty good. And I think he's only going to get better. All those guys that you just mentioned, including Fede Valverde, who I think has become a critical piece of the success of Real Madrid and will be for years to come. All those guys, if you project what they will be in, say, 5 years' time, yeah, they could very well be the best midfield in Europe.
Mario, obviously Jude Bellingham is loving life at the moment. He can pretty much choose wherever he wants to go. If you were him, where would you choose?
Look, if I you know, like, this was just funny that you guys asked me this because this was asked to me before. If Real Madrid comes across, guys, you know, like, some opportunities come across maybe one time, and after that there will be a critical situation. I will pick that moment. Real Madrid is something special. Then we go back to England. He came from England. So if he's got still that mark in saying like, hey, I got to prove my point, then I'm not surprised him going to England. If not, Real Madrid, go there, you know, cement your legacy and then make a movement wherever you want to go afterwards, or stay there forever. I think all the players that's been there, I have not heard a player saying to me, it's a bad place to go. They look very happy when they are there and when they left too.
Have you heard of a player called Eden Hazard, Mario?
Yeah, he's
yes.
so happy.
I've heard of a player, but Eden didn't look really sad. He looked happy for being there, but he looked sad for not performing there. That's a whole different issue.
And Gareth Bale?
He
was happy.
And he enjoyed it there.
Very happy. Very
I like when Mario leans into the camera.
Very happy.
Very happy.
More than happy, Ali. I mean, would love to go, I'm telling you.
Stevie, you agree he should go to Real Madrid over Liverpool?
Well, let's be honest, Dan. Even you would choose Real Madrid over Liverpool. Right now, you're kidding.
Yes.
Liverpool might not get in the top four. So why would you not choose Real Madrid? Yeah, they're sitting about as cute and in such a good position. I mean, the last question tells you how good a position they're in. Look at the young talent they've got. Look at the old talent they've got. They've got money. I mean, why would you not go there? My goodness.
How are you, Stevie? You all right?
Yeah, yes. It seems a little down today.
Well, I don't like saying that Liverpool are struggling to get in the top four and telling all the best players to go somewhere else. Obviously, I'd rather have gone to Liverpool, but listen, if you're a player and you've got a choice right now, then it really isn't that difficult a choice, is it?
See, this is a different version of Stevie. And after we have seen the best of Extra Time on back-to-back episodes.
Yes.
That was a far more entertaining version of Stevie.
I think 2023 has been hard.
Yes,
so far.
it's so far.
It's taken its
But it's only going to get better, Dan.
It's taken its toll. Should World Cup 2022 type Extra Time be introduced in the Premier League, Ali? The Arsenal-Newcastle encounter had the ball in active play for just 46 minutes and 17 seconds.
Well, even within the World Cup, early on, we were getting 10 minutes like it was nothing in every game. And I think they sort of corrected themselves towards the end where it wasn't, I suppose, as long in that added time. somewhere in the middle, right?
I don't see what's wrong with it.
Well, I don't either.
You want to watch football? There's more of it. If there's added time, lovely.
Right. And I don't see the problem either. But if you're going to go down this path where everything and every move that the players make in order to waste time is going to be reflected towards the end of the game, then be exact with it. Then stop the clock every time the ball goes out. Take that away from the referee. Have somebody who's a time operator. The moment that the ball goes out, stop it.
And
you
then
put
they
it back
add it on at the end.
Yeah, and then they add it on. Well, no, you don't have to add.
Oh, you're stopping it.
I'm stopping the clock.
Oh, that's a whole new conversation.
Well, it's a whole new conversation. But if it is not about wasting time,
Right.
if it is about actual playing time, well, it would help, wouldn't it? And instead of kind of guessing, well, is this going to be 10 or is this 12?
And you know.
Knowledge. Knowledge is power, Dan.
No,
But
did
won't that
did
delay
anybody
everything a
not
little
enjoy that
bit?
game?
Huh?
Is that Stevie?
Hey.
Sorry, Stevie.
Some people are never going to be happy. Is there anybody didn't enjoy watching Arsenal Newcastle? Everybody enjoyed it, right?
Well, apparently not
But
this
maybe
much.
we were sold
So what
short.
was wrong
Maybe we
with-
could have more
What
enjoyment,
was wrong
Stevie.
with it? What was
If
wrong
the
with the time?
timekeeping
There was
was more
nothing wrong with the
efficient.
time. Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Think about it rationally. If you're going to have to add on 12 minutes because of time wasting, do you think you're not going to get any time wasting in the 12 minutes that you're sticking on?
But you're still getting more minutes than the 46 minutes.
You're
And
going to
surely you want
poison.
more.
Yeah,
If a
let's
90-minute
get
game
more-
only plays
let's
46
get more
minutes
of
in
people.
time,
Let's
then
get more
surely
minutes of
that
people
needs
wasting
addressing.
time. Yeah. Yes. Let's get more minutes of people wasting time. Yes. Great idea.
my
Fantastic
God.
idea.
Yes.
Yes.
See,
If I'm winning,
Nothing wrong
I
with the
want
game.
no extra
It was
time.
great. There were some
Mario, what do you
challenges.
want?
People needed time to recover.
Shut up,
The
Stevie,
game was
Mario's
great.
talking.
So show me
If
an
I'm
extra
winning,
time.
no extra time. If I'm losing, you
Sure.
better
Yeah.
put the extra time in, guys, because I
Yeah.
want to win. That's all.
Well, with your Chelsea ways, there could be a lot of extra time, and that still may not materialise.
I know that.
I'm telling you, take it away from the referee.
Right,
Stop the clock every time there's a stop.
right. But then people will just faff, won't they?
But the time is not gone.
Yes, but then, they waste time, take a drink, have a chat. They need to get moving.
Is that what they're going to do
Yes,
with it?
yes.
They're going to have a drink, have a chat.
Yes, get on with it.
Apparently.
Throw the ball in. Sort it out. Okay, where are we? Final
don't
question.
know.
In honour of Dan's high chair, that was somebody who tweeted in Extra Time yesterday. That was their handle.
Okay.
Suggesting that I'm short.
Okay. Well, suggesting.
5'9", thank you.
Well.
What was the funniest?
Yeah, right.
Said that.
Unofficially 5'9".
What was the funniest or craziest nickname of a former teammate? Now, your nickname was Bumper, Stevie, yeah? Is that right?
Aye.
And remind us why that was. It's a
There's
bit
a co-
boring,
I like-
actually, isn't it?
Aye. No,
Well, tell us why it was.
I like silly ones. Like, well, bumper. Well, I
Yeah.
said bumper instead of bouncer once, and it just stuck.
Yeah.
Well, so we had like Kevin McDonald, whose initial name was Machine Gun Louis. That was his first, but it got broken. No, yeah, it got broken down to Louis, so we just called him Louis. But initially it was Machine Gun Louis, so he turned up once in a suit. He was like somebody out of the mafia, as if he should have been carrying one of the big machine guns, and he should have had a hat and all that. And so we called him Machine Gun Louis for about a fortnight, and they just got
Brilliant.
cut down to Louis. Aye, I love names like that. Fantastic.
But what about the big boys? Like, would you ever give, say, Kenny Dalglish a nickname?
Well, he actually had a nickname, but nobody had the guts to say it to him.
And can you repeat what it was?
Aye, yeah, it was Bash. Kevin Moran caved his face in a game, basically. So he had a big Bash face for a bit. So we used to call him Bash. Nobody ever called him Bash to his face.
Oh, dear. And did you, when you were coaching the Revs, Stevie, did you anoint nicknames to people?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, Abdulliman Saleh was called... It's a bit like Azpilicueta is called Dave.
Yeah.
Because his full name is just... You can't... him.
Yeah.
So Abdulliman Saleh just became Kenny for some reason.
Oh, we're losing you, Steve. We had some
stuff like
internet
that.
problems. Almost if they were censoring your ads.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my
We
God.
were walking a fine line.
Mario, best nicknames you've heard during your time?
I don't. I had a silly one myself. They called me Maz, but it wasn't like something I can bring up now and say like, oh, that one was funny. They called only Maz. They say they call him the Wall. And in the beginning, when I was there, I didn't get it. But then I saw people bouncing off him. Then I understood he was definitely a wall because no one could just walk up to me. Even the great Alan Shearer got knocked on his shoulder once, and he told him, he said, "If you kick my friend one more time, I'm gonna kick you myself." And you know who was his friend? Frank Leboeuf. It was we were playing the semi-final of the FA Cup, and we were on the field. And I looked at him. I said, "Why are they talking?" And Mazo said, "Stop kicking my friend, because if you kick him one more time, I'm gonna play against you. It doesn't matter if you go left or right. I will follow you." And he stopped.
Wow, I love it. Because I think Shearer broke Frank's nose 3 times or
Oh,
something.
but he's recovered.
Yes, there are some brilliant nicknames that we know, but we can't repeat.
Yeah.
But we can, and we won't be here tomorrow.
So we won't repeat that. There was a guy from Ecuador, center back. Big guy, and his nickname was the Shadow, right? And I never quite fully understood it up until I was playing with my back to goal, and he was behind me,
right?
And the lighting was in such a position at the time that all I saw was his body shape over me as I'm trying to hold on to the ball. And in that moment, I was like, oh, well, there he is.
Yes, yeah.
Big guy,
Yep.
intimidating guy. I shouldn't tell you who scored in that game, but
Oh, my goodness, there you are.
should I tell you?
Yes.
Boom, Venezuela!
Oh, my goodness me. Oh, dear. Stevie, did you want to say something?
No, I was thinking one of Bruce's. Bruce's was called Hound Dog.
Right.
I'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay. Right, there we go.
Yeah, I
Nice
can't tell
Elvis.
Yeah, I can't
Brilliant. Thanks for bringing it up.
tell you. Yeah. It had nothing to do with Elvis.
Right, good, thank you. Right, quick, put the thing up.
Please.
Quickly. Right, good, he's still making noises. Tommy, put it up. ESPN FC is back on your screens tomorrow to reflect on City against Chelsea. Be sure to join us. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.